Good morning, it's 10 o'clock, it's Sunday, it's a new week and we're starting off our week with bacon sandwiches and hash browns, because why not really? So I better check them in a minute actually. Let's just, oh blimey. Did you get steamed up? I think you did. Right, I think that needs to be sorted out. We've got the beef in the slow cooker for dinner later, with my CBD oil ready there. I'm still in my pyjamas. I wanted to show you this balloon. You know we got a balloon for Holly's birthday. It's still up. Look at that. It's a bit deflated, but I couldn't believe how long it had stayed up for. So Mark and Poppy have already been out today because they went to football. Poppy started playing for an all-girls team on a Wednesday night, and she was, because they play matches every Sunday, but she was asked to go and watch it, or she wanted to watch it, but they got there and it had been cancelled and no one had told them, so they're on their way home now, which I think is a bit mean. I mean, you'd think someone would let them know, wouldn't you? But anyway, so that didn't happen. Holly's going around her boyfriend's later, and Poppy has got tuition. I'd like to take Evie out for a little walk somewhere because it's just such a pretty day. It's freezing, but it's pretty. But anyway, I better put you down because I need to sort the breakfast out.
After 200 metres, turn left, then take the second right.
Right, so it's Monday morning. Turn that down a minute. We're just off to the orthodontist for Poppy.
Turn left, then take the second right.
Got to see what 2 teeth that she's got to have taken out before she can have her braces fitted. So we're going there first.
Take the second right.
And I've got to drop Poppy at school.
Go straight on.
And then I've got doctors at 11:30. Yeah.
Turn right, then
Great on a Monday morning, isn't it? It's pouring with rain, miserable weather. Always wait for that, don't you? When the lorries go past in the rain, you wait for the splat to hit the windscreen. Afternoon, it's 2:30 on Tuesday, innit? And I've just had to go co-op because how am I supposed to reverse out when this car has parked that close? I ran out of my milk because I don't have normal milk, I have lacto-free. That's another thing that, alright, that my body doesn't like. So, yeah, I had to go and get milk. But my knee today, my right knee, with the osteoarthritis, is so painful. So, yesterday afternoon stroke evening, had a full-blown flare-up. And, yeah, it weren't good. So, I'd let you know how I got on at the doctor's as well. I just thought this is more like a car vlog this week, because yesterday I filmed me and Poppy going to her orthodontist, and now I'm filming me in the car going back from the co-op. But anyway, it is what it is. So the doctors have upped my pain medication, and I have been put on a different one for my reflux. and also she's referring me for physio on my hips because I can't turn over at night and I sleep on my sides. So that was that. And then I've got Poppy at home again, ill today with some cold thing. So we've just watched The Labyrinth. That's a bit of a blast from the past. Tomorrow I've got a really, really horrendous assessment, and it's at 1 o'clock. Mark's coming with me, and I'm just not looking forward to it. I'm so stressed about it, so stressed. So yeah, that's tomorrow, and once that's finished I will cheer. I mean, I won't find out the results for 6 weeks of it, but it's still the sort of that assessment and what you say and what you do, and it depends on so much. Shouldn't be like that. It should not be like that. For people who suffer like I do and would love to be able to work, would love any opportunity to go out and work, it shouldn't be like that. But never mind. Took everything to go around that co-op just then. Oh. Where's Evie Dogger? Where's an Evie Dogger? Is she upstairs? There's Evie Dogger! What you doing then? Hey? It's, what is it? Wednesday. It's Wednesday today. And I've just had to go for the horrible, dreaded PIP assessment. And the lady was lovely. And I was just perfectly honest. I wrote all my notes down so I didn't forget what I wanted to say. Mark came with me. He's always brilliant. So just got back from that. Poppy's ill. She's thrown up twice and she's passed out apparently when we weren't here, and I reckon she's got some flu virus again. I think she's just run down because she's doing Bugsy next week, so she needs to get better for that really. Mark's gone for an eye test at the moment, and then he's got to pick Holly up from the station. But I just thought the fibro section this week I'm going to do is, while I'm sat here, is about the assessments we have to undergo and the stress that it puts on us. So, fibrosection, bling bling. Right, big sigh. Everyone that has to go through a PIP assessment or any assessment to do with work, that just, hello, do you want to say hello? Hello Evie, yes, okay. It's just terrible, the stress that it puts on your body. And I mean, I've been in a flare-up since Monday. And she said, when was the last flare you had? I said, well, I'm on one. I said, I've had one since Monday. It's so stressful because we rely upon these payments to help us to carry on living in our and staying in our homes. I mean, Mark and I, we do want to downsize to a, well, we want to go to a bungalow eventually. But we want to stay here for another 2 years at least while Poppy's still at school, because she can walk to school. And if we move to a bungalow, there's nothing where we live here. So we'd have to move out. And then I've got to try and get her to school and back. So anyway, we're here for at least another 2 years. But if we don't get these payments, then we have to move sooner. We haven't got a choice. So there's so much stress and so much that, you know, and it's the actual assessment. The stress leading up to it gives you pain and makes all your conditions worse. But the actual assessment, it was an hour long. And having a flare-up, sitting in my wheelchair, trying to concentrate on what she's saying. I had to ask her once to repeat what she said. I had to lean on Mark to ask him for things because I couldn't remember things even though I've written things down. It was so hard. And I felt so ill today. I've literally felt like I could just be in hospital with a drip of morphine today quite easily. That's how ill I felt. I felt so ill, and you just feel ridiculed. But the lady was lovely, and she was an ex-nurse, so that's what they do. They bring in like ex-nurses or physios or occupational therapists to do the assessments, and it's not her fault. She's only doing, you know, what she needs to do. She's doing a job, and she was so sweet and so nice. So nothing against her at all. It's just the whole system. I think, right, if you're chronically long-term ill like I am, you shouldn't have to be put through these assessments. I think the doctor should be able to assess that you're not fit to work and that you are entitled for the benefit, and you fill out the form. I mean, the forms took me so long to fill out because I said to her it hurts to write for any amount of time, and to try and concentrate for that length of time my eyes go blurred. So I filled that out. I think it should the form should be enough, along with what the doctor's saying and whatever professionals you're under saying. I think that should be enough, but it's not. They want to put you through an hour assessment to make you feel even more really. So yeah, assessments and chronic illness are horrible, and I don't think necessary. Good afternoon, it's Thursday, it's all rubbish. Let me just turn my music down. It's day 2 of Poppy throwing up, still being sick, can't keep water down. Took her to the doctors this morning because I phoned up and they want me to take her in, so we sat in a private room because obviously you don't want to sit in the waiting room with a sick bowl. And yeah, she's got an infection, but I don't know where. The doctor didn't really say. Yeah, so she gave her antibiotics, so I went and picked them up. She took 2, threw them back up again. So now I phoned the doctors again and said, look, I think this is a case for going to hospital and having the antibiotics and some saline through a drip, because nothing's going in her and she's really poorly. And she said, oh, usually they say persevere for 48 hours. No, I'm not waiting 48 hours of her like this. So I'm waiting for them to ring me back now, but shattered. I mean, it's one thing looking after yourself when you've got fibro and ME, but it's another thing looking after a poorly daughter as well as yourself. And if we've got to go into hospital, I know it'll be the right thing for her, but it's going to take me a long time to recover from that. But anyway, whatever's best for Poppy. Just thought I'd show you my Ujimi Flip craft room stroke conservatory room that I'm doing up. I've ordered some prints from my phone pictures. So I got them made onto little square canvases like this. So this is the first one. This is when we went to Harry Potter tour when Tej was here. So I love that, and I love the colour of it. I thought that colour would go really well in there. And then I did this one because this was from Audley End House and Gardens. We went to a Tej, and I love all of it. So I'm really pleased with them too. And on eBay, they're only $5.99 a canvas picture. So it's a good tip for you. You can like do a whole wall of all your different photos for really cheap. But anyway, I better go because the doctors will be ringing me back soon. Sorry about this week's vlog. It's been a bit rubbish, but so has my week, really. Good afternoon, everyone. It's Friday. Can you help me do the Friday jingle? It's Friday, it's Friday. Everybody, it's Friday. That's not even it, is it? That's not even the jingle. That's how tired I am. It's Friday, 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 oh, it's Friday, 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 oh. See, still managed to do it. I look like this because if you follow me on social media, you will know that Poppy had to be rushed to hospital yesterday by me. She basically was sick for over 48 hours. She couldn't keep water down. I tried her on Diarrhea, that came up. So I took her to the doctors in the morning, and she just said that she's obviously very unwell, and she's going to give her some antibiotics to see if that helps. Picked the antibiotics up, gave her 2 antibiotics. 5 minutes later, not even that, up they come. So I phoned the doctors back and she said you need to take her to hospital because she's going to start becoming dehydrated. So, okay, so I said to Poppy, let's pack a bag just in case, because you just don't know, do you? So we both packed a bag, thank God we did. Just chucked it all in, got in the car, went there. A&E was rammed. And when we got there, like, I was checking in at the reception desk and Poppy's like, where's the toilet, where's the toilet? So I had to ask them where the toilet was. She ran to the toilet and threw up again. But this time it had loads of blood in it, which was a bit alarming. So then we go through to Children's A&E, and we were seen very, very quickly by the nurse, like the triage nurse at the beginning. And then we were seen by the doctor, and he wanted me to do this thing where he gave me a syringe and this pot of liquid. No, that was the nurse. That's the nurse said that. And you had to, I had to syringe 5 ml of this liquid into her every 5 minutes and record it on a sheet, and if she throws up or whatever. So I was doing that, and then the doctor called us in, and she'd kept that down so far. And I'd given her, I think she'd had about 20 ml of water. So he said, right, I want to increase it to 10 ml now, every 5 minutes. So we went back in the waiting room, gave her the first 10 ml, didn't even get to the end, and she went, no, and ran to the bathroom, threw up. More blood. I thought, I'm not having this. So they took blood tests as well, and the doctor had her in, and I said, look, she can't wait in the waiting room anymore, she's really poorly. So they let her lay on the bed in one of the rooms, and they basically put a cannula in her hand, if you don't know what that is, in one of the veins, which she was very brave for, because she's got a real fear of needles. And then once she'd had that in, she had blood tests taken for that, to see all her levels were okay, which they come back okay, so that's good. And then we were taken, eventually, we were in A&E about 4 hours, and then we were taken up to the children's ward, and she was put in her own room because she had to be sort of quarantined because of the sickness, which is fair enough. And we had a lovely room. I wish I'd taken you with me. If I'd have thought about it, I'd have picked the camera up, but I was so worried about Poppy, I didn't, so sorry about that. Yeah, so we had really lovely room, like a hotel room, with an ensuite and everything. And then she had a saline in her drip, fed through, that went all night, and it finished about 5 o'clock this morning. And they let me stay, so I had a bed in the corner, and it was one of them fold up ones, and 2 pillows. And Poppy said, it's a bit low, mummy, you know, you're going to be alright getting up and down. And I think what happens is your body goes into overdrive, so you go on automatic pilot, you know. I knew Poppy needed me, I knew what, you know, she was really poorly, and so my body gets pushed to one side, and you have to concentrate on what she needs. So I was like up and down to her, getting her drinks and whatever, and she managed to keep down so much water, so that was brilliant, as well as all this saline going into her. So by the time, you know, the morning came, she was a lot more rehydrated. That noise is the wind, because it's so windy today. Yeah, and now since we got home about lunchtime, she's had a few bits, like small bits to eat, and I've just bathed her, and I washed her hair in the bath, because you know what it's like when you're not well, you don't want to do all that. And I changed all her bedding, I've bleached, everything's blowing over in the gun, I've bleached the bathroom, I've bleached her bedroom, so it's all feeling lovely up there. And the doorbell's just gone, I think Mum and Dad are here. So anyway, I'll catch you later. Good afternoon everybody, it's Saturday. I didn't film any more after I was explaining everything yesterday, because Mum and Dad come round, and then basically the pain started catching up with me, and I couldn't even put pressure on my left foot. It was that painful. It's a bit better today, I can actually walk on it, but it's still dodgy, so I've got to be careful. So yeah, Poppy's still in bed, she's still recovering, she's eating little bits really of whatever she fancies, but she felt sick again this morning and got upset, but I said it's probably just where her tummy's empty. So fingers crossed she's on the mend, because like I say, she's got Bugsy Malone all next week. But it's Saturday today, so I'm going to end this vlog here, even though I know it's not been the best vlog ever. It's kind of not my fault because of how the week's gone. So next week will be better, I promise. And yeah, subscribe. I must say actually before I go, I've reached my 80 subscribers, which I'm quite happy about, and Carter, which is Holly's boyfriend, was my 80th subscriber. So thanks, Carter. Yeah, subscribe, share it onto your Facebook page would be brilliant, and I will see you next week. Don't forget that thumbs up as well. Bye.